Hello and welcome to the Lesbian Lounge, a podcast for the girls who like girls. I'm your host and your resident lesbian big sister, Juliet Taylor, and I'm here to answer your guys' questions, give advice on your dilemmas, and of course, chat about your wildest lesbian dating stories. So grab a drink, get comfy, and welcome into the Lesbian Lounge. Welcome to my lounge. What the hell, guys? Welcome to my house. I'm in my house with my fiance. Woo! I'm engaged and I bought a house in 1 week. Crazy times. Lucy, say hello to the pods.
Hello, podcast.
We're sharing a microphone today because I wanted the audio to be top tier for this episode. So just bear with if we're passing the mic about. There'll be lots of ASMR. You love the ASMR segments, don't you?
Gives me tingles.
Lucy's favourite is the ASMR. Yeah, guys, we have so much to catch up on. Obviously, I have the fiance here because she is going to come and basically give you guys some tips on how to pull off the best proposal of the year. But mine was the best proposal of the year. But she'll give you tips to like replicate and follow. We also have Pearl here who...
Sorry.
Come on, Pearl. She might come and join... Oh, she's thinking about joining us. She's not sure. Also, I have my favourite new tracksuit on. So I have my wifey tracksuit on, which I bought literally as soon as I got engaged from Six Stories. I also have the t-shirt and I bought Lucy the socks. So let's start with the house. Even though the proposal came first, we'll start with the house because technically the house was on the cards first.
Yes, it was indeed.
I think. Come closer, darling. Don't be so scared of me.
Let me get this pillow out of the way. There we go.
Come on in. Come for a snuggle.
Here I am.
This is actually quite a cosy little setup, isn't it?
It is, because we're in our living room. Our sofa got delivered yesterday.
Do you want to tell them the story about the sofa?
It didn't fit in the house. It's from Dusk. So if you've ever bought from Dusk before, you know it comes in big cardboard boxes. Good quality cardboard boxes, can I say. Pearl, do not knock that Guinness over. But it came in a box. Now, it's a 3-seater sofa. It's the one we're sat on. And the way that our front door opens, our living room's like just behind it. So the way they would have to get it through the front door, they come through the front door, almost up the stairs, close the front door and try and get it angled through. That wasn't working. So the delivery driver said, we're just going to leave it in the back garden. I was like, we've got French doors out the back. You could bring it through that way. No. We're just going to leave it in the back garden. You'll have to unbox it and bring it in yourself because we aren't allowed to unbox it.
Which, in a way, because I kicked off about this, but then fair enough, they don't work for Dusk. So, like, if they damage it, it's on them. But we then had to pick this sofa up. I'll probably make a TikTok about it, so head to the TikTok at Juliet Francis T, at Lucy2Ys0907. If you want to see Lucy's running TikToks, they're very cute. She hasn't done one in a while. She did a race the other day at 10k.
We're a tangent. You're going off on a tangent. We're talking about the sofa. Not my race. We're talking about the sofa.
Okay, we'll come to the race. So anyway, they don't want to damage it. It's got enough, like, they're just here to literally drop the box off and bring it in. But we did it. We got it unboxed. So here we are on our Manhattan Stone 3-seater sofa from Dusk. You guys are currently on the tripod on the poofy, and we also have the love chair. And as you can see, we have a kitten. Of course, you guys knew that. She's actually 1 year old now. Happy.
Oh, and she's joining us.
And she's joining. Happy birthday, Pearl. Do you want to say anything? That would have been so cute if she meowed. She might. As you can see behind us, we have lots of paint colours because we are currently deciding what colour to paint our living room. We're going to do 2 layers of colour. We're going to panel. We're going to do dark to light.
Yes, so we're going to panel half of the wall. It's going to be a chocolatey brown colour, and then we're going to go for like a beigey ivory cream on top of the dado rail. That's my plan. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm sure Juliet will keep you all updated on TikTok.
Of course, that's Lucy's job. Anything like DIY, hands-on, mask lesbian vibes, that's for
me. And I really enjoy it as well. Love it. I really enjoy it.
And I'm glad, because I enjoy sitting watching you do things. And my job has become hoovering and doing the washing up. And I'm really into my hoovering. So we got a shark hoover from the mother-in-law for Christmas, and it's got this like attachment that's like you literally can like scrub your stairs, your sofa, your carpets with. It's bloody brilliant. Yeah, so house, what else do we have to say about it? We got the house, we got the keys on Friday. Literally as we drove in to our estate, we get a phone call. Hi guys, the keys are ready. So we started moving things in. We literally did it all
Let's go back a sec, because we picked up the van on Friday morning at 8 a.m. We're driving from Juliet's house in Newcastle to our house in Sunderland, and we are driving there for 10 a.m. because we had the home demo. So they're going to go through how to use the heating, they're going to go through where our solar panels are, that kind of thing. As we are driving in to the estate, they basically rang us and said, your keys, the money's dropped, you can have your keys. Woo-hoo. And we were coming down the street to our house at that point. So at the home demo, they gave us our keys, and then we got to unpack the van from there.
We did.
3 trips later, we had a full house.
We did, and we're making progress. We've got a few, well, obviously there's a lot still to do, but I think considering we haven't even been in a week yet, I think we're doing pretty well. We've got a living room, we've got a kitchen, we've got a spare bedroom. The main bedroom's kind of the dumping ground as we're waiting for our bed to come, but we're getting there. So I think what you guys are all here for is to hear the story of the ring of my pretty shiny diamond that I can wave around and talk about it. Let's just give you guys a close-up. Like, can we actually cope with that ring? Like the rock. Can you see from the side? Look at the rock. I'm so obsessed. So I'm going to pass you guys to the fiancé, because this is on her. So take it away, baby.
So let's start at the start.
A very good place to start. Over to you.
So I had 2 ideas of how I was going to propose. So the first idea was, it happened.
Hey!
It just
Leave that alone. Just trying to attack the camera, guys.
So it just so happened that our completion date for our house landed in the same week as our 1-year anniversary. So I managed to disguise this quite well. So it was either I was going to propose on the 1 year because she wouldn't have a clue what was going on, because I could just disguise it as a 1-year anniversary date, or I was going to try and get somebody from Barrett Homes to go in with balloons and stuff, and I was going to do it when we completed in the house. I decided to go with option 1 because me and Juliet were watching a TikTok. We were doom scrolling on my For You page now. It's a lot of running, and it's a lot of house at the minute. But there was one where this boy proposed to his girlfriend in the kitchen of their new house on a completion day. And Juliet, I was like, oh, that's quite cute, isn't it? And she was like, no, that's cringy. So
Can I just, before people come for me, now I think about it, I think if you'd have done that, I don't think I'd have been like, oh my God, that was cringe. Like, I'm sad that I wouldn't have been sad that was our proposal. I think maybe it was just a video. And also I think like house moving day should be to celebrate house moving day.
Yeah.
Not like, oh my God, now I've like, imagine you propose as soon as you walked in the house, then I had to spend the rest of the day packing like unpacking boxes. I wouldn't, because I took the ring off to do that. So I would have had to like you would have put the ring on my finger and I would have gone, right, take it off now because I've got to go carry boxes up the stairs and I don't want to risk like it coming off. So
no, I do get it. So we went with option 1, which was 1 year anniversary. Now I planned this for I had a feeling I was going to propose, but I didn't know exactly when I was going to do it. And it was so I had the ring and then I decided when I was going to do it after I had the ring. So I didn't plan it like that. So I got the ring and then planning started. So I planned our 1 year anniversary date as a little scavenger hunt. So we did, I did 9 letters, and they were going to take us round our first, second, and favourite places after we've done all of that.
First and second date.
Yes, sorry, first and second date. So it started off in the car park we first parked in.
Well, no, we got to the hotel first.
Yeah, sorry, let's backtrack a little bit. We got to the hotel. We stayed in the Hotel Devin in Newcastle. It's near the quayside, so we stayed in a bridge suite, so you could see all the bridges along the river. It was really cute and really nice. Big windows. It was like a huge archway window with a bath on top floor. And then downstairs was where the bed and the sofa and the TV and stuff was. It was really nice. But we didn't go in, so we just parked outside, and that's where Juliet got letter 1. So in letter 1 was the rules of the game. You've got to bring me every step of the way. You will only get the next letter if you get the correct location, and you won't get the next letter. So basically it was all on Juliet getting things right throughout the day, which you did really well. So letter 1 was the car park we first met in, which you took us there brilliantly.
And Lucy then was like, okay, you now have to stand in the space you parked in. That really jogged my memory. I was like, I think it was this one. I can't quite
So the whole car park, and she had to pick which exact space. So when she was stood in the space, I then gave her letter 2, which took us to the same day as our first date, but to where we went for food, which was
Gingerino
in Oosburn. So that started off nicely because we were at a bang on dinner time at this point. Mm-hmm. So nice slice of pizza to start the day. We had 2 slices each actually, but that started the day, lined our stomachs for our next one. So I gave her letter 3 after we'd finished the pizza, and that took us to,
I always forget the name of it, Free Trade-In.
Free Trade-In. Now, if you like Oosburn, you'll know that's at the top of the bank. Right near, it's quite close to Get O Golf Fang now. But it's got so many crafty beers in, and the view from the beer garden is right over the river.
Can I just interrupt to ask what on earth is our child doing?
She's running up and down the stairs like a crazy cat. She's never seen stairs before, guys.
Did you hear that meow? Oh, Belle. Carry on.
She done? No, she's not done. So that took us to the Free Trade-In. So I had 2 different beers, and you just had a Diet Coke because you're boring.
I'm a Diet Coke girl.
But Juliet then realised she hadn't got me anything for our anniversary, so she bought me.
I hadn't got anything because Lucy had been very clear. She had planned the anniversary and with the present, whatever, and I had already bought a moving in present, which you'd said you hadn't bought. So I thought it's equal. It's kind of fair. And we had, like I had said, do you want me to get something for the anniversary? And you said, no, it's okay. So
I did say that. But she bought me a t-shirt from the Free Trade-In, which I'll now treasure forever because she didn't know what she was buying at that point, but that was like my engagement ring.
Very cheap engagement ring.
Very cheap engagement ring. So after we'd had a couple of drinks, we had a drink in the beer garden, but it got a little bit chilly, so we went inside. You got your next letter, so that's letter number 4. And it was... I know, I'm just trying to think of how to word it. So we went on our second date. We walked along the quayside for ages, walked all the way along to the Free Trade-In and all the way back. Juliet's friend works in Spoons.
Shout out Reenie.
Yeah, Kareen, shout out to you. And we walked from the Free Trade-In all the way to Spoons. So I wanted to recreate that, but she would only get her next letter if she guessed the round of drinks that we had on our second date. And she smashed it. What did we have?
So Lucy, as always, as tonight, had a Guinness. And I had a Purple Rain, whereas tonight I've got a Sarty Spritz. And If you don't know what sarti is, my fiance will tell you now because I always forget what's in it.
It's mango, orange, and passion fruit liqueur. Normally you have it with Prosecco and soda, but Juliet just has it with lemonade. No Prosecco and no soda. So it's basically just a
pink lemonade,
really, yeah. But it is nice. It's nice and fruity. Anyway, so Juliet guessed correctly, which meant we finished our round of drinks in spoons in the same seats we sat in for our first date. And then I left it up to Juliet. So I left us 3 hours where Juliet could pick somewhere or something for us to do that would remind her of me. Because the whole date was like everything that reminded me of Juliet. So I gave her the opportunity to pick something to make it like feel like she had a little bit of a say in what was going on as well. Kind of throw it off guard a little bit. And I think it worked at this point. It was working well. So over to you. Where did he take me?
So if you know my fiance, Lucy Barker, Lucy the Raven Barker, Lucy Barker Ruba, she goes by many a name. She loves a game of darts. I told you all about the auction we went to where £200 of our hard-earned joint account money bought a little picture. That's upstairs. I don't know where it's going to go.
Downstairs toilet.
Doesn't fit the aesthetic of the house. If anyone wants it, I'm taking offers above £5.
Just give me my 200 back, I'll be fine.
So I knew we had to go and play darts. So we've always wanted to go to Flight Club. So I tried to book it, but they wouldn't let me book it because it said you can only book until a certain time. Then we just went in and they said, oh, we do student and industry discount. Obviously, Lucy is in the industry of hospitality. So we got free darts. So we went to play darts and I'll pass you back to the girl.
So yeah, we played darts. Very similar to the system I have in my bar, so it was nice. We didn't have to learn too much. It was just fun, interactive games, which meant we could just jump straight on.
As we were doing this, we got a bill from the solicitors.
Oh yeah, so the solicitors, I'm just going to tell you guys the amount because I think it's extortion. So they emailed us saying that we owe £8,000. Now, I panicked and rang the solicitors because I was like, what do you mean we owe £8,000? Oh, there she goes. You owe £8,000. That was with Juliet's part of the deposit and the solicitor's fees. They didn't make it clear at all. So we'd already paid the part of the deposit I needed to pay. So we worked out that we'd already paid the solicitors, was it £800?
Maybe. I don't remember.
Maybe it was it was about £400, I think. And she had quoted us £800 to finish everything off. That was it. They wanted another £1,400 from us. So I was like, where's this extra £600 gone? Anyway, this all happened while I was trying to play darts. And it's my favourite thing to do, so I was not very happy that Janine had interrupted us. But never mind. So we ended up having a lovely game of darts while I tried to sort out our money. And we had a couple of cocktails. Well, no, we didn't. We just had one cocktail each. I do what I do all the time, and I go in somewhere, and I'm so indecisive that I have to ask them, you just choose something off the menu. Whatever you want to make, you make. And they always come back with a banger. And it was a salted caramel espresso martini that I had, and it was really good. And Juliet had, I can't remember what name it was, but it was like a pink fizzy cocktail, much like Sarti, very, very similar to Sarti. So we did that. And then I gave you letter number 5. No, letter number 6. Letter number 6 was just basically saying that we're going to go back to the hotel, get ready for tonight.
Now, I'd already had a couple of, is this happening? I actually nearly said it to my mum in the morning. I think Lucy's going to propose today. But my mum and dad kind of vaguely knew the plan, so I thought they would know. Spoiler, they didn't. So I thought, I'm not going to say anything because their reactions might give it away if I say I think this is happening. I'm on a tangent because I don't remember the reason of me just explaining that. What was the point of that? Oh no, back to you. Ignore me, guys.
Juliet goes off on too many tangents. Every time I listen to this podcast, she's like talking about some random things. Is it gone? Right, anyway, so letter number 6, ended up back at the hotel to freshen up, get changed for the night.
I remember. Sorry. Don't put me off or I'll forget again. Don't, she's licking my ring or she's sniffing it. That's so sweet. So, in letter 6, it had said something like, we're going to go back to the hotel to freshen up for tonight. Trust me, you're going to want to get dressed up. Something like that. Now, you're very much always on the vibe. If I want to get dressy, I get dressy. If I don't, it's chill. Like, I'm one way or the other. I'm either like dress and heels or I'm a tracksuit. Like, there's not really an in-between for me. Very rarely am I like jeans and a nice top, I'd say. Unless it's like very casual. So I'm like, you want to get dressed up for this? I'm already kind of thinking, is a proposal on the cards? And then you're telling me I need to be like really dressed up tonight because I'm gonna want to be dressed up. So now I'm thinking, what's going on? Back to the wife.
So we end up back at the hotel. At this point, we haven't actually checked in, so Juliet didn't know what room we were staying in. It had a very strange name that I can't really remember now.
Morton Rothschild.
I would recommend the room. It was really good. As soon as we got there, it was just very welcoming. The room was gorgeous. They had speakers. We got some music on, started getting ready, and then we decided that we were just going to lie down for a bit, and Juliet fell asleep.
I had the best nap of my life. You know, sometimes you wake up from a nap and you feel groggy and rubbish, but I woke up from this nap feeling refreshed, feeling great. And if I didn't kind of know what was coming, I honestly would have just said to Lucy, listen, shall we just stay in the hotel tonight, order some food in, have more nap? But I knew something important was coming, so I knew I had to like rally myself up and get myself excited for what was to come, and I'm very glad I did.
So Juliet had a nap. I knew that I couldn't have a nap because if we fell asleep, this whole plan was ruined. So I was starting to get a little bit nervous at this point because it was like schedule's tight. I had things planned. So we got ready. I gave her the next letter, which said that she needed to guess where we were going for food. Now, we've been here before, but not in Newcastle.
That sounds like another kitten.
So we've been here before, just not in this city. Can you guess the name? It begins with G. So where did we go?
Gino de Campo.
Now, we had a Gino de Campo in Manchester when we went to see Renee Rapp, and it was really good. I had a steak, you had a pizza. Can't go wrong. Good combination. We both enjoyed it. You're going to fall off the sofa. So that's where we went. Now, it was just a short walk away, but we were running a little bit running a little bit late because Juliet had a nap. So
and I decided about 3 minutes before we left the hotel room that I hated my hair, didn't I? Yes. And you were like,
I was panicking.
It looks fine. It looks great. And I was like, I'm not vibing.
She was like, it looks a little bit greasy. And I was like, just go for the slick back look. Like, we could go for the slick black look, or we could wash it really quick and I can defer the meal by like 15 minutes. But it looked fine. I think it really looked fine. So we got to the restaurant. We sat down, we ordered food, and at this point it was 6:30, and I knew in my head that I wanted to be out of the restaurant by 8 because the sun sets at 8:30.
And
we'll get there. So I pretended like I needed to go to the toilet and went and found one of the servers and said, I'm going to propose to my girlfriend tonight. I've got an hour and a half before something else is booked. you need to make this meal last to the last minute. Like 8 o'clock is the maximum. If the food's running late, come and tell me that I can't have dessert, because we need to leave at 8. She was like, no problem, I've got this, don't worry. I was like, brilliant. So then I went and sat back down. She took ages to come over and order the mains because she was like, kitchen's quiet. We were one of the only, it's a Monday night, we were one of the only people in. So bless her, she did make sure we left at bang on 8. So I had a steak, you had a pizza. I had mussels to start, you had a garlic bread. I had a Ferrero Rocher cheesecake and you had a chocolate fondant.
Yeah, but it wasn't that nice.
She ended up eating most of my cheesecake. That's a lie, she had half of it. Comes to 8 o'clock, paying the bill. She decides she needs the toilet. Let's take a step back, because during my steak I spilt peppercorn sauce all the way down my white t-shirt. All the way down, the brown stain all the way down my t-shirt. So I'm starting to panic. I'm texting my mum in the family group chat and she's like, do you want me to bring you a new t-shirt?
And now I'm really thinking, what's going on? Like, Sarah, she's fine. I'm like, if you want pictures, I can edit it out. And Sarah's like, I can bring you another one. It's no bother. I'm thinking, what's going on?
So I was like, no, we don't need another t-shirt. But it wasn't quite a turtleneck, but it was a high-necked t-shirt. So when we finished the meal, we went to the toilet. Juliet was taking a piss. And I just turned it round, so it was back to front, but you couldn't tell, so it was okay. We ended up leaving at about 8:15 because Juliet was faffing about, putting lipstick on and random stuff in the toilets. So I was texting this lady who I'd booked I'd booked a photographer for 8 o'clock to follow us down to the Millennium Bridge in Newcastle, because that's where I wanted to propose. Now, I didn't know whether I was going to do it on or off the bridge.
The cat fell.
It very much depended on how busy it was. If the bridge was really busy, I wasn't going to do it on the bridge.
She's about to try some Guinness. The kitten.
Pearl. So you click that sofa. I'm watching you.
Don't even threaten my child.
So we started walking along, and this lady has texted me because it's about 20 past now, because we've been faffing on in the toilet. She texted me saying, is everything going to plan? Is everything okay? And I'm like, I'm sweating now. I've spilled peppercorn sauce all the way down my t-shirt. I've had to swap it round. Juliet thinks her hair looks like shit. What is going on? Like, this is not going well. We get to the bridge and the lady's text saying, look, I can see you, like, the bridge is going to be a good place. Like, just get yourselves on the bridge in the centre. And I said that I was going to pretend to take a picture of Juliet. I did take a picture of you, but it was just like to disguise from the fact. So then I gave her... I forgot to talk about the letter I gave you with 2 options.
Oh, yeah. So in the restaurant, letter number 8 was, do you want to go for some more drinks, or do you want to go watch the sunset? Now, I was already dreaming about this bath and getting back into bed, so I was like, fuck me, like, I don't want to go for more cocktails, like, get me to bed. So I thought, let's watch sunset, get in the bath, get to bed. But this was, because you knew I would never pick the cocktails. Yeah. You knew I'd pick, watch the sunset, take some pictures, go to bed. So it worked out in your favour, because if I'd have picked go for cocktails, then the whole plan with the photographer wouldn't have worked.
So I planned it knowing Juliet would definitely pick sunset, because the hotel was on the way back, so we would be walking towards the hotel. So we end up on the bridge, and I gave Juliet number 9, letter number 9,
the final one,
3-page long letter. As she got to the second page, photographer to the side, click, click, click. Juliet knew at that point.
And my brain's just like,
Act natural.
There's no way some rando has just seen us on the bridge and thought, I'm going to take a picture of these two lovely ladies reading a letter. Like, I knew what was coming, but I was like, I need to just like get to the end of the letter, keep my cool, and like just enjoy the moment. I didn't want to like rush it. And I knew obviously then it was getting captured. So I thought I just want it to be real and authentic.
Yeah. So I had hid the ring I had some tight suit trousers on. I spent about 10 minutes in the toilet before we left trying to work out where this ring was going to go because she would have seen it in my pocket. I couldn't exactly put it in that bag. And I didn't want to take it out of the box because if I lost it, I'd be gutted. That was Flowrider.
Do you think? They're fine. They're just exploring.
So I took the ring and put it in my bra, like at the side down here.
I think that's a great tip for mass lesbians who are going to wear tight trousers. Put it in the bra.
Because you could so see it, and I couldn't have kept my hand in the pocket the whole night.
You could see it in the pants, not the bra.
Yeah, you could definitely see it in my trousers, but you could not, because I had a baggy t-shirt on, you couldn't see it in my bra. So I turned to the side as I took the ring out. You didn't even notice. And then the last part of the letter, it kind of said, so this isn't another part of the game.
This isn't another clue.
This isn't another clue or part of the game. I have one more question for you.
No, she's got it wrong. I remember. This is another clue or part of the game. I love you. And I just have one more question left to ask you.
And then by the time she was reading that little bit, she looked down and I was on one knee on the bridge, shitting myself that I was going to drop this ring in the river because, God, I was nervous.
And I was just like, ah! So what did you ask? What was the last question?
Will you marry me?
I don't even think I hesitated. No. Before I was like, yes, like, duh.
But she just stopped and stared. She stared at me. I had to ask her, so am I allowed to put this ring on your finger then? Because she just didn't know what to do.
I feel like I'd been anticipating it all day until the day I hadn't had even an inkling that it was coming. Because when people would bring it up, because people kept bringing it up to you and to us, but like, when are you getting engaged? Like, I think
so many times in the week leading up to it. I mean, the day before we were
I told you on the podcast, people were asking the other week. Yeah. And I was like, guys, when is she getting a house? Like, I didn't have a tan. I didn't have my nails done. Like, all this stuff.
She did have her nails done.
I did, because me thinking I got invited to my nail salon for a fresh set of nails for content was very sneakily organised by...
It was all me.
By Lucy.
It was all
Liam
me.
And Joanna. So now I look like a mug, like, hi guys, come with me to get my nails done.
Yeah, it's good content for you. It's good content for them. And it meant that I pulled it off really well. So I did try and get you a tan. I left that too late.
But like, I know I said on the podcast, I was like, if I haven't got a tan, if I haven't got this, that. But I think when the moment actually comes... I genuinely, this cat is crazy. We could have been sitting on the sofa right now and you could have asked me.
Yeah.
And the answer would have been the same. I wouldn't have thought of you or thought of the proposal any different. Like, I think whatever the moment is... Bill! Trying to talk about my proposal. Trying to upstage her, man. Like, whatever the moment was, it would have been just as special.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So anyway, that ended up happening, and then we did an hour photo shoot along the river. Jesus, she's thrown that far. So we did an hour long photo shoot along the river, and then headed. Did we walk or did we got a taxi? So we got a taxi back.
At the end of our photo shoot, Lucy had a text come through, careful my drink, had a text come through from her mum being like, I hate to interrupt, but like, is everything okay? So the only people who knew this was coming was Lucy, her mum, her dad, her brother, Lucy's best friends and one of my best friends, but you only told her because you saw her in person. Everyone else you'd kept it from because you didn't want to be like texting and
It got to the day before, and I was like, I need to tell somebody. And as I was thinking that, Juliet's friend Becca was right in front of me, and I was like, word vomiting to Becca, and Becca was like, I cannot see Jules now because I do not want to slip up. So she was like, I can't go and say it. I'm going to have to leave.
So yeah, they were the only people who knew. So Lucy's mum's like, I hate to interrupt, but is everything okay? Like, even Lucy's brother, who never really shows a lot of interest in much, especially us, was like, you okay? And then he didn't reply. So we just sent like an X a couple hours later to be like, have you seen my message? So we were like, okay, we'll FaceTime everyone. So we started with your mum, and then your brother was there, and then we FaceTimed your dad, and then it was on to my family and friends. My mum could not believe it. So Lucy had kept this from everyone.
I managed to keep it from everybody, and nobody had a clue. I don't know how I managed to keep my mouth shut because I was so excited, but...
And you did want to tell my parents.
I did.
But you know how close we are, and you were worried that they'd slip up.
Basically, I just didn't want anybody to ruin what I had planned in any way, shape or form. Because I know that if Juliet had an inkling and she went to our mum wouldn't be able to disguise it very well. Shout out Jill. I'm not saying that you're a bad pretender. Actress. I'm just saying that I didn't want it to get ruined in any way. And had it accidentally slipped up or any little clues, Juliet would have known that was it, game over.
But it was actually really nice being able to see their like live reactions to it, not like if I FaceTime them and they were like, oh my god, like yay, Lucy pulled it off. It was nice to like tell them for the first time, and I think everyone had knew it was coming. Like my dad was like, I knew it. Well, I didn't know it was happening today, but I knew it was coming. Like everyone had been saying it. Your mum's been trying to wipe us off for months because she keeps going, you'll get good house like presents for the house if you get married. So we FaceTimed everybody. We'd finished up our photo shoot, and yeah, we'd got an Uber back to the hotel. Back to you. I'll let you finish the story, and then I'll give my thoughts.
So before I said it, when we were in the hotel getting ready for going out for dinner, I said that I was going to go and book breakfast, but I had like loads of rose petals. So I went to the reception and asked if they could put them in the room, and God, did they smash it. So when we got back to the hotel, we walked in and there was just like a trail of roses to the bed, a big heart shape on the bed, going up to the bath, they'd put rose petals everywhere. Like the poor cleaners the next day.
Sorry to the cleaners the next day.
There was just rose petals everywhere. Like I was waking up in rose petals. There was that many of them everywhere. Like I'd said, you don't need to use them all because I gave them a big pack of rose petals and they made sure to use all of them, which is very nice. So that made the night even better, because had you said no, I would have been like, poor man's gonna have to go and collect.
There was never a no.
No,
Never.
but can you imagine if you had? And then I'd have to ring the receptionist, go, can you go and individually pick up every rose petal out of this room, please? Because she said no. But yeah, we don't have to think about that because it's fine. Because he said yes, so it's good.
Oh yeah.
And then we just had a bath and then chilled and then passed out because this was the start of a very busy week. And it was a very exciting time, but I crashed so quick. Mm-hmm. I think I hadn't slept properly in ages because I was making sure everything was planned, and I had such a tight time schedule for everything that I knew how the day would plan out, and it planned out perfectly. So the point where I got to sit down and didn't have a time schedule, I was like...
And she does snore. You do snore.
Sometimes.
Always.
No, I don't always. Don't start with that.
She's a bit of a snorer.
Only if I'm on my back.
No, you completely pulled it off. Like, it was just the most perfect day. So my thoughts on the day, like I said, I'd had an inkling, only because I get it was our 1 year anniversary, so there was a lot of like excitement, like, oh, let's go out, do something nice. So it wasn't like you were just randomly trying to get me out on a random Monday to go out and do something.
Yeah.
But I also think doing it on a Monday was nice because it wasn't busy, and also the weather. We got so lucky.
Very lucky with the weather.
Careful of that drink. Monday in Newcastle last week, Monday the 11th of, this is January, Monday the 11th of May, 2026, was like the only day in the past 2 weeks that it's not rained. I don't know how you managed to like hold the rain off.
It was an Etsy witch.
Was it actually?
I paid them a number.
Did you actually?
No.
No, that would have been clever.
No, I didn't do anything. I just prayed and looked at the weather for a long time.
But it literally was like, the sunset was gorgeous. It didn't rain. It was perfect weather. Like, we didn't need jackets or anything like that.
So lucky with the weather. That topped it off, because had it been raining, nobody wants to go on the bridge in the middle of a river in the rain.
Yeah, like you would have had to really force me onto the bridge, whereas I was like, okay, like slay, I'm always down for an Instagram picture, get me on the bridge. So yeah, the morning of, I had started to think, because you were like, I think you should wear this black dress, and I was like, you're never like,
Never pick what you wear. Like,
no, you're never fussed.
You're very headstrong. You know what you're doing. You know what you're wearing. You know what goes with what occasion.
Because I'd actually picked out a red dress and a leopard print dress for the occasion, and Lucy was like, I think you should wear black, and I was like, okay, whatever. And then I kept trying to be like, okay, I think it's coming, and then I was like, no, it can't be, because of the house, because of this, like, this hasn't happened, or it just, there was a few things that were making sense, and then a few things I was like, no, it can't be. So I was getting a bit nervous throughout the day, because I was thinking, well, I think it is coming, and obviously with the letters, and you're going to want to be dressed up later, all of this stuff. So there's a few things that had happened when I'd had to go into Lucy's bag to get something, and I was really careful going in the bag, because I was like, well, the ring's got to be hidden in here somewhere. And when we first got to the hotel, I let Lucy get in the room first, because I thought, what if they've like accidentally put out the rose petals or the balloons early? Like, I didn't know what was going on, so I thought, I don't want to ruin it for myself. So I tried not to let myself get too excited. But if it didn't happen, I wouldn't have minded. Like, I'm not the one who's been going like, you need to propose. Like, you could have done it in 10 years time, and yeah, I would have been like, oh my God, you're taking your time. But it was never like, you need to propose now. That was never the case. So I was like, I just want to enjoy the day, and if we get proposed at the end of it, brilliant. If we don't, it's fine. It was our 1 year anniversary. What an amazing day. I'm really happy. But you just completely pulled it off. Like, the thought that went into it as well. I mean, you said you cried right in the last letter, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I genuinely did. And I'm not very good at spelling and getting words out and making sure there was not one spelling mistake on any of them letters, and it's because I wrote them out at least 50 times. But that last letter, it got to me, because I was like pouring all these meaningful things out on the paper, wasn't I, really? And then thinking about the moment over and over, it was like, it was more the build up. Like, I think I'd built this
Poor Lucy had been like Googling, what need you get down on, like the thoughts.
I didn't know what need to get down on, and I didn't want like to be on. Having a photographer in front of you makes everything a lot harder, because you are getting watched, but like in a good way. So I wanted to make sure I was getting everything right, so that the photos were the best. But that one photo that we do have of me on one knee, she's caught just as I'm getting up. So I'm leaning forward with my chins out.
But I love it. I absolutely love it. It couldn't be a more perfect. The photo shoot couldn't have been more perfect, because it was all like just completely in the moment, like nothing posed, everything was natural. It was so perfect. So we're going to wrap up in a minute, but what would be your biggest tips to any of our Lesbian Lounge listeners out there planning a proposal? Obviously, we've got the ring and the bra. Is there anything else that springs to mind?
The ring and the bra, simply because, I mean, if you're like me, I wear fitted trousers. I get a lot more tailored trousers to like make sure that they're a bit skinnier on the top, a little bit baggier on the bottom, that kind of thing. So a ring in a pocket was a no-go. I basically put it in my bra. That worked well. You had no idea it was there. That's one tip. The second one is book the photographer. Book the photographer. It cost me nothing, really. It was £80 for a photographer.
Oh, and also she was like, we can get you the photos by Sunday. Like, Sunday just gone. And I was like, girl, how much do you want for me to have them tomorrow? And she was like, £20. And I was like, have 30.
Yeah, so basically it cost us £100. But it's the best thing I did, because I then didn't have to think, especially with you. You like your photos, you like your Instagram, you like your Facebook, you like your TikToks. I needed to make sure that we had at least one good photo, and not me just propping my phone up against a bench when you're looking.
Because we took some on, the photographer took some just on Lucy's phone for like initial sending to people, and like they were just like, they will never see the light of day. No. Like, I took a few selfies, but the professional pictures, that's definitely what to do. I think you absolutely smashed it. And I guess now,
stay calm. Because had I panicked in any way, shape or form, Juliet would have known more that it was coming.
But I don't think you had to panic, because you knew I was going to say yes.
I locked Juliet in with a house contract first.
Oh, yeah. And now we're engaged. We've got our own house, and we've got a wedding to plan.
That's me done now. I'm not planning nothing. Juliet,
we've got a wedding to plan.
I've done a lot in this week. This 1 week I've done a lot, and now I'm picking colours for our house and painting, and that's as far as in the future as I'm thinking right now.
So I'm thinking weddings. We'll have to have a whole like wedding planning podcast episode, but we've got plenty of time. There's no rush. We just want to enjoy being fiancés. We've got our engagement party coming up.
Yes, we do.
It's all a go. So, yeah, I'm going to wrap up this week's episode here. Thank you all so much for listening. If you want to know anything else about the proposal, head over to Instagram and TikTok. We posted it all on there. And make sure you tune in next Thursday for a brand new episode. Send us your dilemmas, your questions, your stories. Give us an answer to the question of the week. And I'll speak to you all next Thursday for a brand new episode. Love you all so much. Bye.